For those that do not know me, I am Dr. Alexis, and I will be sharing how I trade, how the strategy that I utilize, as well as one of the ones that I'm back testing currently. And before we get started, I just want to let everybody know that trading in the markets involves risk. Individuals' results will vary based on experience, capital, and hard work. Past performance does not guarantee future performance. I am not a licensed financial advisor. Any information shared on this stream, prior streams, or future streams should not be viewed as financial advice. These streams are for educational and entertainment purposes only. Okay, we got that out the way. Um, so thank you, Kiki. So tonight I already before the session quickly I analyzed and looked at NASYM, which is US 30 and gold. We may be able to get a trade tonight. I highly doubt it. It's low volume. And when there's low volume, that means that it's not a lot of volume in the market. And it likes to get individuals' money, and it's not getting my money tonight. And we're not getting yours tonight either. But if I do see something, or if magic, because I'm going to show magic as well, if magic calls out something, we definitely will look at it and try to catch it. Okay, so let me share how I look at the market. And if I'm a little discombobulated, excuse me, I actually trade, fun fact, I actually trade off my phone. That's how I started out with Forex. I traded utilizing my phone. So when I switched over to futures, I was trading on my computer. That's how I started out, but quickly learned how to trade futures from my phone, and I've been doing it since. It's just easier for me. So it's a little hard getting used to I even mark up on my phone and everything. So it's a little hard for me to be able to like mark up on the computer and everything like that. So let's see how this goes. All right. So the way that I approach the market, just like Andre, I trade off of the Asia high and low, and that's normally during New York. For those that do not know the strategy utilizing Asia high and low, there is an indicator, and I cannot remember it because I actually manually mark it up just because of it's just better for me to manually trade the low of the session. That's what Asia low is, the low of the session from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. ES standard time. We look at the low and the high of that session, right? So looking back at yesterday's Asia high and low, starting off, we were like around 25,570 yesterday. And then our high yesterday went up to 716. All right. So by the time Andre approached the market, we were way out of the range. And I knew, and I've been writing this down. Once we're like out of the range, normally that means I'm not going to probably catch a trade, especially if we're like 200 points out of the range or over 100 points out of the range. So I have started back testing a different strategy where I look at the institutional numbers, and you'll also hear Andre speak on that, like the institutional numbers. So I have been back testing for days like this when we are outside of the range, or when I'm trading during Asia. I utilize the institutional numbers, and you're probably like, what is institutional numbers? They're the whole numbers and the half numbers up where institutions tend to react in the market. So the way that I approach it, I go down to I look at the hour, I look at the trend. We've been very bullish, right? If you look at the hour, if you look at the 4 hour, we have been trending up, right? We've been making higher highs and lower highs. Um, so I usually just look at the hour and the 4 hours. Sometimes if I really want to see how we've been overall, I may go out to the day, but I tend to just stick to the hour, maybe the 4 hour, but I enter off the 5 minute candle closure. Okay. So going back to institutional numbers, since we cannot trade off of I have not back tested this, you can, but Asia high and low, I use that during New York. All right. So during Asia, I use institutional numbers to trade off of. So the next institutional number that we are, let me look at this. The next institutional number that we are approaching right now, as you can see, it's very low volume. It's 25,800. And let me know if you have any questions, if I'm going too fast, if I'm not making any sense. Oops, I just took that off. Uh, Let me move y'all out the way because y'all are in my way. Where's my line? All right. So let me change the color so we can see it. That's the text. And yeah. So 25,800, get as close as possible. There we go. That's the closest one that we are approaching right now. So the last time that we approached 25,800, we react off of it and we sold, right? So for me, the way that I'm looking at it, since we are in a bullish trend, I would be looking for a breakout, right? A break and retest of 25,800 for me to take it up. Now, if the 5 minute candle closed below and retested and showed that it could not break above 25,800, then I would be looking for a sell. And what I'm doing with the institutional numbers, unlike normally on our New York sessions, we are looking for a at least a 1 to 3, a 1 to 4. I've been back testing. I know it's going to go to the next level of 50. So that's what I would take it to. Okay. So I'll put that little line here. So that's what I would take it to. And this is just something I've been back testing to, again, utilize if we are way outside the range or if we are within the Asia range and I know that we're approaching an institutional number. I want to see how it's going to react to see if I'm going to take my profits or I'm going to add an additional contract if for those that do trade futures or if you're trading forex add more, would you say, leverage. So let me mark up 50 down here just in case if we are going to sell. Any questions so far? So I just want to mark it up just in case. I like a clean chart. I am a naked trader. I like a clean chart, but once I am within the market, I do tend to add lines, and that's another thing that I do. I add lines to the wicks. I know that some people don't count the wicks, but baby, I do. And that's something I have been back testing all year, that I know that the market is drawn to the wicks. So say if I am in a trade right here to 50, I'm going to 900. I will probably put my TP right at the wick because I know that, especially NAS loves to get money. The wicks is money that's been left behind. So NQ is going to go get their money. They're going to go get their money. I've seen it time and time again, so I mark it up. All right. Are you taking the sell right up? What's your other confirmation in taking the sell apart from breaking the number? Okay, so right now I'm not looking for the sell. And that's a great question right now because we are very bullish and we sold last time. Let me look over again. Always look to the left. Broke broke above before, sold last time. And this area was a very strong level. So for me, I look for a break and retest, right? Some individuals just look for the break and they take it, but with institutional numbers, I've noticed it will break and retest and then go into its direction. Break, it'll break below, retest it, and then continue down. So for confirmations to answer your question, I look at the trend. I look at the trend. I look at past performance and I wait for confirmation. You have to wait for the closure. You can't just jump in. That's what takes individuals' money. I've done it time and time again. So let's not start those bad habits, or let's eliminate those bad habits. We have to wait for the candle to close. I've been faked out way too much for me not to wait for the candle to close. Great question. Any other questions? So yes, right now you can see little. We've been on the call for 17 minutes. Little volume. So you have to wait. You have to be patient. Asia is during the time. At times you just have to be patient. Or there's a lot of volume in the market. When there's a lot of volume in the market during Asia, then I know that's when I make my money. But I do not force a trade. Thank you, Mona. Candle close of the second break or the second candle. The so when you the second break or the second candle after the retest. So say if we're going, let's say we're going to go for the buy here. The candle broke above this yellow line. It closed above, right? Then it comes back down to retest, and then I'm waiting for that next 5 minute candle to close above, and then I will take it to my 50. I also have been back testing. Sometimes you can back test this too. Sometimes I have to go down to the 1 minute. And the reason why I say sometimes, and I've been journaling this, is that if it's the first break in that session, it's the first break, and the retest, off that retest, I will wait for the 1 minute closure and to take it because then it takes off. But I have been back testing that, so I would suggest to back test it to see if you see what I'm seeing. But normally it's the 5 minute candle. No problem. All right. So this is NQ for right now. Let's leave her alone. Let's go look at the Dow. Oh, that's gold. We'll look at gold too. Woo! Honey, okay. Dow is that girl. US 30, aka US 30. YM is that girl. If NQ is playing, like if NQ is consolidating and don't want to have any movement, I go and look at the Dow and I utilize again the Asia high, the Asia low, uh, the session in New York. I do not trade the Dow during Asia unless there is a lot of movement, but to be honest, I don't. And she has been doing very well with structure, the break of structure. Today was beautiful. It retested off of Asia high. Let's go down. We are on the 5 minute. Oh, you can see it. We retested off of the 5 minute and we had the closure above and it just took off. You literally could have held from Asia high. You literally could have held and took it all the way. Let me see, where did it go today? Let me make sure this was it. Hold on. Oh yeah, it's the high today. I am not 356 from 259 if you would have gotten in. Beautiful. It was beautiful, very clean. So when NQ is not clean, go to go to YM. Right? But that's only for individuals that have been studying NQ for a while and you've been taking trades and you have been consistent. Don't jump from chart to chart until you are consistent with one chart. All right. I've studied and I've been studying NQ like this whole past year before I decided to go to YM, right? Before I decided to start looking into gold. And gold is different. And I'm gonna tell you how I trade gold. Gold is different for me. But yes, you have to be consistent with one before you start trying to dabble in multiple charts. All right. But I'm telling you, this is one of my she's my next favorite. And on futures, it's only $5 a contract versus NQ is $20 a contract. MNQ, I believe, is $2 a contract. So there's money that can be made over here in YM as well. But very clean. Don't get me wrong, she does consolidate and you have to be patient and wait. But when she's following structure, she follows structure. And that's another thing that you can look at as well, is break of structure. Okay. If again, let me move this line right here. As you can see, you saw this broke structure. So you knew that this was going to go to the upside once it broke structure. She was letting you know right here, down here, came up, broke. This is what I'm talking about. I can tell right here she came down to retest. Came up, broke right here, retested the structure to say, yes, you know what, I am going to come back up. And the next candle came back up and continue to take off. So definitely something for the ones that have been consistent with one, or in the future for the ones that have not been consistent with one chart yet, you can write this one down. The Dow YM that's on futures, and then on Forex it's US 30. Any questions about the Dow? Yes, Mona. Okay, Mona, you're on here. I didn't know. Oh, all right, Andre. Not too much. Not too much. Not too much on them that they're women. Okay, not too much. So we're gonna say gold is a man because the way that it plays around. Okay. I know that gold is a man. Let's go look at gold. Yeah, definitely male, right, Kiki? Definitely. It's given male energy. It's given I play too much. So, it's giving male, definitely. So the way that I trade gold, I do need to back test Asia high and low, but gold is price action all the way. I look for a break of structure, to be honest. Let's see. Let's look at the hour first. Let's see. What is she? Look at that. A mess. Consolidating. That's what it looks like. Oh, wait. Did we break while we were on here? Make sure. Let me look at Magic real quick. Sorry, y'all. Hold on. Because 5 minute, nothing. 15 minute on gold, nothing. 30 minute on gold. I wonder if Magic is about to call something. Me too, Okay, Mona, me too. That's why I was like, hold up, let me look at really quick. All right, what numbers are you looking at, Mona, for the downside? As you can see, The way that I trade gold is very different from NQ and YM. NQ, I know it's going to go to to the wicks and get its money. Gold, it eventually will. It'll get 50% and then go back up and then come back down. Versus NQ, I notice it'll come down and straight, take all of this out. Um, but I am just like Mona stated in the chats, I'm waiting for the break to the downside so I can run it up. As you can see, like I said, when you looked at the higher time frame, let's go to 30. It looks like, oh yeah, I'm gonna come down and take this, but when you go down to the 5 minute, it's coming back up to retest. And gold loves retesting. Okay. It loves retesting and it loves order blocks. It respects order blocks. So with that being said, let me see. Kiki said that's why I don't trade. Yeah, because it's like, oh, I would think you would love it, Kiki, because that's a scalper's dream. You can scalp it to an order block because it respects order blocks. It'll go right down to order block, go right up to an order block, and then turn around. Okay, you love you some gold, so I don't have my chart up, but you said you think 45.60. Let me see. 45 or 45.80 for the last break. 45.8. Yes, I think I have that too. Let me see. 40. Yup, yup, yup. Yup, you're right here. Yup, yup, yup. To the order block. This order block here. This is a mess. This is consolidating, consolidating, it's going up and down. It needs to break. And that's what Mona stated, what I'm stating right now. I would need it to break. This is good. I like 45.82, Mona, because it's right here. It's a safer bet. 45.80 is a safer bet to the downside for gold. Let me put it right there. So that's what I'm waiting for. Um, I'm waiting for the sell as well. It's retesting, it's consolidating, and consolidation likes to take your money. And I like my money, so I'm not going to. I'm not going to play with her tonight. Nas has my heart and US 30 is my side piece. I know that's right, Kiki. All right. Any questions about gold? So for gold for me, this all I just go off of price action and I look for breakup structure. Okay, so for me to trade, where are we at? 46.02. This is off the 5 minute. Hmm. I think safer for me to take it to the upside, I need 46.25. Good night. You're welcome. 46.25. But for the upside for me, risky. 46.12, it breaks right here. Take it to the upside. Definitely 45.80 to take this bomb sell. Once it breaks 45.80 is gone. So that's what I would be waiting on for gold. Going back to NQ. Um, oh, this is YM. Let's go to YM. Going back to YM again. Just wait for Asia high and low to print in the morning. Okay. So by 1 a.m. tonight, you'll be able to see the low of the Asia session, the high of the Asia session. You can mark it up. I mark it up by hand. I wake up in the morning, I mark it up. Okay. And that's another thing I did want to mention. Um, Routine is very important for us as traders. Trading our strategy, our edge is very important. So when we wake up in the morning, don't just hop on the charts. What's your routine? Hopefully it's to go brush your teeth, right? Go brush your teeth. I don't know if you pray, I don't know if you journal or read or something. Just don't just go jump in the charts. Prepare yourself, right? I give my first fruits to the Most High. That's what I do first, and then I hop on the charts, and then I mark it up with Asia high, Asia low. Then I look for my wicks. Here's a wick right here. I look for my wicks, and I mark up my wicks if my bias is for for the buys, or if my bias is for the sells, I mark up my wicks down below, and then I go on about my day. I've incorporated working out in the morning time, getting up, working out right before Andre's session. That has been helpful. So just don't just hop on the charts, all right? Get in the habit of doing whatever you need to do before you hop on the charts. Get your mind right and then hop on the charts. Again, manually, you can mark up Asia high and low. It's just better for me. 7 p.m. to 1 a.m., you mark up the high and low of that session. Okay? So mark it up for tomorrow for the Dow. Let's go look at NQ one more time. And then I'm going to look at the scanner another time, another quick look just in case if it called anything else out. Oh, okay. Maybe onto something. We just touched. Did we touch it? Oh, we did. This 5 minute candle. Okay, let me stick and look at this. Let me see how this candle closes. Oh, I won't know, Mona. When I wake up in the morning, when we hop on the session, I'll put it in the chat. I need to see how Asia pans out. I'm gonna mark up the Asia high and low, so I don't know. But yeah, it's very low volume. Even though, however, this candle closes, I probably won't take this trade, but just be on the lookout and even back test it on your practice. Um, let me go down to the 1 minute. Let me see what it's doing. Okay, it rejected off of it. Yeah, Mona, I'm gonna put it in the chat. Uh, I'm gonna see what it do over London as well. Okay, rejecting off of 800. But it's very, you see look how low this volume is compared to what we do during New York, you know? Sometimes Asia is popping, and be on the lookout when I notice that there is high volume during Asia, I may throw something in the Discord. Like, hey, I'm looking at this 5 minute closure. If it closes here, this is what I'm doing. And I'll put it in the chat. No problem, Mona. I will put it in the chat. But okay, so we have 26 seconds until this candle closes. It first touched it. I will look for, a retest off of that before I would enter. But because it's so low volume, I I won't enter into this. But it would be good for practice. If you do see it retest, enter into your practice to see. But right now it's very, very, very low volume. See, look at this, very low volume. Thank you, Safe. We're seeing a lot of low volume trade on the 5 minute, although I wouldn't suggest trading low volume. One of my newcomers asked this today. Oh yeah, I just wouldn't recommend. Like, look how slow this would work. This would irk my nerve. We haven't even done, look at this. Have we moved? We just moved 0.25. You need a lot of patience. And Asia is not always like this, as you can see. Like last night, because that was London. Was that, were we in, I think we were like the end of Asia going into London with Jordan. last night, and you see how the volume picked up and it just took off and it just kept on going, right? So when it's like this, I love when it's like this because that means that New York is going to pop off tomorrow. That's how I feel. Last night, I knew because the way that the market started running during the end of Asia going into London and just kept on running in London, I'm like, "Ugh, New York is going to be trash. It's going to consolidate." And that's exactly what it did. It consolidated. And then I think it finally came back down at 3 o'clock. Did I mark this up? No, I did not. Let me see. See what time that was. Oh, it did. Like, look at this. It's, first of all, let's go to the 5 minute and go over. I just want to show you why Andre did not take a trade. Well, he did. We did a scalp. We did a sell, but that was off the magic scanner. It cons it consolidated. Let me see. Oh yeah, this is the morning. This is the morning. Right here. Look at this. This says, do not trade. I'm going to take your money. That's what it says. That's all it's saying. Do not trade. I'm going to take your money. And if you try like, oh no, I'm going to get something today. Oh, okay. Well, there was a lot of blown accounts for sure in that. However, that's why you have a backup. That's why you have a backup because Dow said, here, come to me. I'm going to break off the Asia high and give you something clean. So that's why I go back and forth between the two. And then gold moves at night, but for some reason, the past couple ta days it's been weird. Normally, it can give you some good runs. This is low volume too. It's just a low volume night, y'all. That's all. And we don't force trades. We attract money. We don't give money away. We are the winner's circle. So we attract wins. We don't chase. We attract. Okay. Any other questions before we go? Look, 7 points since I left the chart. Absolutely not. We're not taking anything. Yes, we attract, honey. We do not chase. You heard the song in the beginning. We've been broke. I've been broke. We're not broke no more. All right. That's the anthem for the year. My baby keeps singing it. So we're claiming that all year. We're breaking chains over here. Thank you, Mona. Thank you, sis. All right, y'all. Sorry that it's just a low volume day. Well, low volume evening. But Jordan is going to be on tonight. I'm sure is going to pick up during London. And remember, that's when you can mark up your Asia high and low because after the 1 a.m. closure of that candle, that 1 hour candle, you can mark up the high and the low of the Asian session. And you can even take a breakout or a rejection off of the high or the low, depending on where we're at in the market, if you would like. But we'll see what Jordan gives us. Okay. So I look forward to seeing you all tonight if you're going to be on Jordan's session or tomorrow on Andre's. If you have any questions, let me know. And I look forward to more sessions. Have a good evening. Thank you, Dwayne. Thank you, Cache and Charlie.